Grand Risings. I hope you're having a blessed day. I'm on a new foraging adventure today, something I've never foraged before. I'm out foraging hawthorn berries because on my last walk with Athena that I did a little video on, I became a bit intrigued. We were walking along this canal and there were so many hawthorn berries. So many everything berries. There were the hawthorns, there were slow berries, there were plums, there were blackberries. I'm sure that I found something else as well that I can't quite remember. But anyway, I got home and I decided to research. I knew you could eat hawthorn berries, but I've never actually foraged them. I've never processed them. So I thought, well, now's the time to learn something new. So I looked up some recipes about hawthorn berries. I mean, as you can see, they are like all behind me here. They're lining the canal path. There's so many of them. And I like to use sort of simple recipes that don't take a lot of processing or a lot of time or a lot of energy. And I actually found a really cool recipe for hawthorn berry ketchup. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be I'm supposed to get 500 grams of hawthorn berries, so that's what I'm aiming for. Yeah, join me. So this is a really cool spot. You walk through here and there are plums. Most of them have dropped now or are too high up. There are elderberries just ripening. There is blackberries. There are blackberries. There are the hawthorn berries and there are rowan berries. So that's a lot of like different fruits that you can use in different ways. I don't tend to use the elderberries anymore because like I said, in my last video, I don't make jam. It's a bit of a long process and it's just sugar really. It's not something that I'm into making. I have done it in the past and it was quite fun then, but trying to avoid sugar. So, and same with the rowan berries, you can make rowan berry jam. But I think it's usually used for like savoury foods. I don't like sweet jams on savoury foods, so you know, maybe you could make a spicy rowan jam that was like more of a chutney. Maybe I'll have to have a look, but yeah, I've never used rowan berries either. Yeah, let's get picking some more of these hawthorn berries. I'm trying to make sure that I've got more slow berries too. There are slow berries as well, so yeah, what's that? There's blackberries, elderberries, slow berries, rowan berries, hawthorn berries, and plums. That is 6 in this tiny little space. 6 different fruits, wild edible fruits that you can use, store, process, eat. Food shortage. Short. And literally, as I just turned the camera off, I noticed that I'm standing under a hazel tree. There's hazelnuts too. But as with the plums, it looks as though most of them have dropped and the rest are like really high up. So that's a shame. But there you go. Hazelnuts are out now. Hazelnuts. Fucking love hazelnuts. Okay, I think I've got enough hawthorn berries now. It looks like at least 500 grams, hopefully. Oh, rose hips too. You can make a syrup with rose hips. Great for vitamin C apparently. And I also managed to find a little handful, just a handful of hazelnuts that had not been pilfered by squirrels and other nut-eating animals. So that's a nice little bonus. Yeah, Have a little look out for hazelnuts around. They're very nice when they're straight from the tree, like so tasty, so tasty. Yeah. Anyway, let's get these home and get them processed into some ketchup. Quite excited to see how it's going to turn out actually. And if it's horrible, I just won't do it again. Simple.
Who I was, plugged into the system. I'd never grown my own veg, I'd never even picked him. My body broke it, shouted loud, but no, I wouldn't listen. Babylon calls into production, manic wisdom, divine intervention. It slapped me round the face with other ways to live my life and abandon that race. Yoga, meditation,
I'm finally finished. Okay, so now it is time to see if I've got enough. I'm hoping this is 500 grams. I'm really not that good at like guessing weight at all. So I've actually got enough for two. There is 1,001 grams there. Yes. Can make a big double batch. Woo! Oh, I'm going to do that tomorrow though. This was too much for today. Hey, so here we are about to cook the Hawthorne berry ketchup now. So yeah, I've picked the Hawthorne berries, I've washed them, I've pulled off all the bloody stems, which was tedious. And now it's literally just got to cook it. The recipe looks really easy and simple. I've got all my ingredients here ready. I'm not going to go through all the amounts as we're doing it. I'm just literally going to drop the recipe in the pinned comments or the description box or both, whatever. But the main point of the video is to just sort of show you if it's easy to make, because I like easy things. I don't like things that take forever or I've got to stand over them. And to just tell you how it tastes, because Hawthorne berry ketchup might sound a bit weird, but the recipe, it said it's like a smoky barbecue taste. So there we go. Hopefully it looks and tastes as good as it does in the recipe, as they've said. But if not, I will be brutally honest. And either that's just how it tastes or I've done it wrong. So don't let it put you off. You might prefer that kind of taste. But yeah, this is just to see how it goes. So let's get cracking. Right, so the recipe said 500 grams of Hawthorne berries. I weighed these and there's a kilo, so I've got enough to make double the amount. Probably a bit risky because it might not taste very nice, but I've got them now, so I might as well. So yeah. So next bit is just putting water in there. And there we go. That's the vinegar in. Just got to bring it to the boil now and let it simmer for about half an hour until the skins start to split. So that's pretty easy, right? Okay, so because I'm nearly at the end of my apple cider vinegar, I did sieve my vinegar before putting it in, just so that it didn't have this beautiful little thing in it, the mother. I don't use any other vinegar, I only use apple cider vinegar. It's great for your health, it's great for lots of things. It also helps to ferment anything that you are using. So but this isn't going to get wasted. This is going to go in the compost, and this is amazing for your compost. It's so good, it really, really helps it. So yeah, there we go. So the Hawthorne berries are finished cooking. They have reached the consistency that it's sort of described in the recipe. I have left them to cool for a bit. I was busy, I was doing other things, so I've just like left them to sit there a little bit. But they're fine, I'm sure. But now I've got to sieve them through here and mash the pulp through the sieve. So that's going to be fun. So I forgot to press record when I started, but I just literally tipped all the fluid that was in here and some of the hawthorn berries into the sieve. So you've got the fluid, and then I've been pressing through. I'm not gonna lie, this is really tedious. Good arm workout though. But yeah, it's tedious. I'm not gonna lie. This bit is like not fun at all. And when I used to have like all of the kids at home and they were younger and we used to cook together, this would be great because we would take it in turns, and I'd have like 6 helpers that would like all take it, and they would have enjoyed doing things like this. But like I really don't. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and keep at it, keep pushing it through until it's just the stones that are left, and then stones can go in the compost and do the next batch. I think I'm nearly at the end of this batch, to be fair. But yeah, this is boring as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. And at first it felt like nothing was going through it, like but it is, it's getting there. It smells really good actually. Yay! I'm finally on the last batch. And I'm not gonna lie, there was a point where I was just like, I wish I'd only have done like the amount that it said in the recipe. Why did I double up? Why? I didn't have to use the hawthorn berries just because I had them. But it's fine now. I'm at the end. I'm at the end. So hopefully after all of this, it tastes good. I hope so. I am finally at the end of this really boring, monotonous, tedious task. Yeah, and it hasn't looked pleasant, to be honest with you. It kind of looks a little bit like mashed brains, but you know, I think I'm definitely down to the last stones now. Yeah, that's all the stones really now. Right, let's get that last bit off. I've got it everywhere. There it is. Okay, so the next thing it says to do is to bring this to the boil, put in all the spices and the sugar. There is a lot of sugar in this. That much sugar for this amount of sauce. Yeah. It's a lot of sugar. I did contemplate putting less sugar in, like 50 grams less or something, but I think that might lessen the shelf life. I don't know, I didn't want to risk it for after all that effort that I've put in. I've done it before with jam, where I was like, I don't need this much sugar, and I put less sugar in it and it went mouldy, so Yeah. Or it didn't set as well. I think one of the things is it didn't set as well. So it did also say to use light brown soft sugar, but I used dark just because I prefer dark. So I think this is going to have a darker colour to it. I'm just going to start adding. It said salt and pepper and cayenne. I don't have cayenne, but I do have chili powder. I have paprika. I have sumac. I'm going to put black and white pepper in mine because I love white pepper. I think white pepper is so underrated. Everyone always goes for black pepper and it's like, nah, white pepper is so tasty. So I don't have cayenne, so I am going to use paprika and chili powder, and I've decided to add a bit of sumac, just because I like it. So there we go. Need to let it simmer now until this is of a ketchup consistency. Okay, so as you can see, it has simmered down to a really nice thick sauce. It looks very nice. It smells amazing. I've left it to cool for a bit so I can like get it into my jar and my bottle. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so preferably I would have liked to have had like a sauce squeezy bottle to have put this in, but I don't have any free. I think the last free one that I had, I used for the fermented wild garlic sauce, which so tasty. I'll drop a link into the description for that as well, because I was like so happy with, I like made a sauce up basically and I was so happy with it. But for now I'm going to be using this old maple syrup bottle, which does have like a little poury cap thing, and the rest of it is going to go into a jar. I mean, I don't have to be fussy about it. I can just spoon it out, it'll be fine, I'm sure. I feel like the kids would probably be more likely to use it if it was in a squeezy bottle, but hopefully I'm going to taste it in a minute and it tastes good enough that the kids will eat it too. So. It's like an actual sauce. I made an actual sauce. So I have sterilised these with some hot water. I've just got to get it into the bowl now. Okay, it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Oh, I've got way more than I thought I was going to have. Okay. Need another jar. Ah, I'm going to squeeze my lip. Okay, so I have just found in my cupboard, annoyingly, a squeezy bottle, but it's okay because I mean I think I've got enough to put in here anyway. But yay, I've got a squeezy bottle for the kids. I've just given it a really good clean, some very hot water, some soap, rinsed it out, So there we go. No, I haven't taken the label off because I can't be bothered and I don't really care. So all done. I've got a whole bottle full here, half of a squeezy bottle and a jar's worth, which I'm really happy about. It smells amazing. I'm just going to write my labels on. Sauce. I don't know if I want to call it a ketchup. I don't think it looks like a ketchup. A Hawthorn sauce. Might need to make it more appealing for the kids. Yeah. Barbecue ketchup. Yeah, they can have that one. Barbecue ketchup. There we go. Hawthorn sauce. Hawthorn sauce. Maybe if I had put like smoky Hawthorn sauce or haw juice. Hawthorn sauce. There we go. There we go, my fancy labels. So I reckon this can be kept, yeah, on the shelf. I reckon I might put it in the fridge. I think, yeah, I'm gonna put it in the fridge, just in case. But I'm gonna do a taste test now. I've just brought one of my kids in to try this one. Not the fussiest child, but and he's tested it and he said it tastes really good, that it tastes more like barbecue sauce than ketchup, and that it would taste nice on chips. So woo, I'm going to try it now. I can't just taste sauce on its own. I have a bit of a thing where that would not be okay to me, a sensory issue, where I don't want to just have sauce. So I'm going to have it with something. It's my issue. And so I'm going to make a cheese toastie, and I'm going to put this on the cheese toastie. Ooh. So here we go. This is how I'm going to be trying the sauce. I'm a little bit wary because my son said it tastes more like barbecue, and I'm not usually into barbecue sauce. I tend to go for like garlic mayo or chili sauce, but I did put chili in it, so hopefully it's a bit more my taste. Yeah, let's go. No, I probably could have put more on actually. I'm gonna get some to dip on the side. So okay, so I'm dipping it in more now. Like that just goes to show. Yeah, that is really good. Bit of a mix between like brown and barbecue. That's got a really good flavour. I'm really happy with that. That's going to actually be really tasty on a burger. Well, I definitely give that a thumbs up. I would say the worst part of making that sauce was smooshing it through the sieve. But I would say well worth it for your own sauce. From hawthorn berries as well. Hawthorn berries. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think it could have done with a bit more spice, a bit more kick for me, for my liking. But I suppose this is like a happy medium for me and the kids. Yeah, definitely well worth a try. I highly recommend it. And if it was shit, I would have said. And this is coming from someone that is not really into sauces, so yeah, nice one. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and doing all the things that you do, you beautiful beings, and the donations and other things. So yeah, I really appreciate you all. I really appreciate your presence here on the channel. And I hope this inspires you to go out and do something with hawthorn berries. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, there you go. Hawthorn berries.